There we go.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Yah. Shalom, greetings, everyone. I am your sister Sisi, and you are tuning in to another episode of WONI Community Focus, where we like to talk to the latest and greatest artists of our community who have created a ministry or a business. Either way, we like to bring them to you so that you can shop and also tune in to what it is that they have for you concerning the word of Yah. Our program is on WONI Radio, of course. You can download the app, WONI. Also tune into onenationisrael.com. Let's see, we are here Sundays, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. on WHOI, as well as 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. on WONI. It's sad that I have to still read that, but I do. But today, we are going to be joined, and we are joined by our sister, Simchah Yahu. Now, you all may have tuned into her beautiful music that she sings for Yah. She actually has a debut coming out soon here. Oh, you already had one come out. 14th.
Yeah, it came
the
out
14th.
On Friday.
Yes, the 14th. We did that interview and it should be airing. But she's here with her son. And I'm going to let them speak to us. And we're going to talk about their business called Keep It Clean Cuisine. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Thank you so much for allowing the opportunity for me to come back again.
Yeah.
And this time for me to bring my son into the fold.
All
Thank
right,
you for the opportunity.
son. Yes. So, son, what is your name?
I'm Joshua Glenn.
Better known as
Yahusha Israel.
There we go.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I should have wrote that down, but all right. Hallelujah. How old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16. Okay. So you like cooking. I've been hearing this for a while that you like to cook. Tell me what sparked your interest in cooking and how long has this been going on? Because at 16, I think I was hooking up top ramen noodles.
This all started back when I was 9. My inspiration is sitting right next to me.
Okay.
But yeah, she started teaching me at 9, and we started simple, but like the older I got, she started teaching me like stuff that she learned at culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I started learning from my grandma, the internet, and just started experimenting on my own. And I just like to think that y'all gave me this talent, and I'm gonna find a way to use it.
Well, praise y'all for that. So now talk to me about your business called Keep It Clean Cuisine. What is the business's mission statement, if you will? What is your goal in this business?
Keep It Clean Cuisine, I founded back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I had just come into the awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that time, for about 20 years, I had to realize that a lot of things that I was eating that didn't know any better, fed to my children. My mother didn't know any better because it was done to her and so on and so forth, mm-hmm. that they were actually unclean foods.
Mm.
You can find this in the book of Leviticus.
Okay.
Because it's clearly stated there as to what you are supposed to be eating and what is unclean to you and that you're not supposed to partake of.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing in our community is pork.
Mm.
The function that had on my family in particular, mm-hmm. was a stronghold. It was a whole snare. It was, mm-hmm. a completely whole snare, because when we would make breakfast together as a family,
mm-hmm.
main thing we would have on the menu in one way or different form was a pork product.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to us, there's hidden pork in our food.
Mm-hmm.
So when I decided to really start looking into what is clean, what is unclean, what mm-hmm. can I partake of, what can I not partake of, and I need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I made that decision. It's just like, I always use the metaphor, and correct me if I'm wrong, I always use the metaphor, it's just like someone that's battling an addiction.
Yeah.
You make a choice as to, okay, it clearly states here in the Torah that this is unclean. We are not supposed to be eating it. Mm-hmm. So you make the choice to either detox and come clean,
mm-hmm.
or you're going to continue to partake of what you know you're not supposed to do.
Mm.
And woe to you.
Yes.
So we made the decision, my mother and I, as the heads of the house, to completely stop.
Mm-hmm.
We no longer ate pork. We haven't had pork in almost 7 years. Stopped eating certain seafoods because there are certain seafoods that we're not supposed to be partaking of.
Mm-hmm.
Cut that completely out. And now, even now, we're still making changes to our diet. There are certain dishes that we're going to have to modify that we make because it had chicken and turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Our family is no longer partaking of that. So if it's not a specific type of seafood that we know is clean, then we're going to be eating vegetables and more fruit, which is what we need to do anyway. But our mission is to prepare clean and healthy food, from smoothies to breakfast items to lunch, dinner, and dessert. We all have a specialty. Joshua is amazing when it comes to preparing dinner entrees.
Okay.
Right now, some of the desserts are really my strong power, and that's where I stay in my lane now. I'll still come in and give him a little break every now and again because he got a break this weekend. He had a lot of schoolwork.
Okay.
So I decided to, lighten that load for him over the weekend, and I made our Shabbat dinner.
Okay.
Oh my God, he loves my macaroni and cheese. He doesn't want to learn how to make it. He said that's just my staple. He stays in his lane when it comes to that.
Okay.
But but he can hit me on a whole bunch of a plethora of other things. And just today, we got snow here in South Carolina today. So like children who hadn't seen snow in a few years, they went outside and just had a ball throwing snowballs at each other. But when they came in, he was cold.
Yeah.
So he got up and said, I'm gonna make some hot chocolate. No recipe. He just pulled 5 different things or 6 different things out of our pantry and made a pot of fresh, clean hot chocolate from scratch. Swiss Miss has nothing on this young man. Quote unquote hidden pork, Swiss Miss.
Yes, and those marshmallows.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Well, I like that, sis. And you talked about the unclean pork. Now, that the pork thing, that is so foundational, and that's like the first thing that we learn about is the pork. But like you said, there is pork hidden in everything. And it is so sad because you would not think that pork is in the most simplest things, like even the capsules of your multivitamin, because they're made out of that gelatin and the gelatin, the hooves of the pig and this sort of thing. And it's like, who comes up with this stuff? And then even when you think about flavorings, I learned that strawberry flavoring can come from a beaver's anus. And it's like, my goodness, who said, let's whip up something from a beaver's anus? Who did that? Like, who comes up? It just shows you that there is wickedness in the food. And it doesn't stop at pork. It just goes deeper. We have learned recently that there is something going on with chicken. There is something going on with turkey, them being, scavenger birds, because information has been hidden from us. We don't realize that the chicken is actually a hybrid from somewhere else, So
it's the cousin of the vulture.
Yes, it is the cousin of the vulture. And the thing is, it's so important that we keep having these conversations because our people are still being stiff-necked. Our people do not want to put the chicken down. They do not mess with their chicken. But I tell people, before you even go to the scriptures, what you need to do is look at the world and the world system. What do they promote? Whatever they're promoting is something that you should be walking away from. How many chicken joints are there? How many restaurants really promote chicken? Look at Popeyes. They had that chicken thing with the sandwich and people were breaking their necks and crying over chicken and all that. Why is that? Let's start from that point right there. Anything and anybody that the world is promoting, you need to take a second look at it. you know,
Absolutely.
and you cannot disagree with that. That's where we have to start with our people. But there are some people really rejecting this stuff, and it gets really deep, you know. I'm so glad we're talking about this. It gets really deep. And you know me, I didn't have a problem giving up chicken or whatever they're talking about, chicken, turkey, yeah, because I don't even eat meat. So it's like, but y'all was like, let me help you out a little bit. And I was like, oh goodness, okay. So my husband and I, we were talking about cast iron skillets because we love cast iron skillets. We have a couple of cast iron skillets and we really enjoy how they cook. And we know that it adds minerals to your food and that sort of thing. So we were talking and I was like, you know, we could probably get some of these off of Facebook Marketplace. People have them used all the time. People have them at estate sales. You know, you could just go get some cast iron skillets, and we watched some videos on how to cure them, how to make them, you know, shiny and new and all that stuff, right? But then it hit me. There is a scripture about that. So it says in Leviticus 11:35. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges or pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean and shall be unclean unto you. So guess what? I can't just go buy anybody's pots. They could have cooked pork in that. They could have cooked chicken in that. And you know they cooked chicken in that. Come on. So we know that we have to be mindful and hear the word of Yah, you know, because that's the biggest thing. We hear the Holy Spirit speaking to us. Now we can ignore Yah, but that would be dumb. We could be like, oh, well, I don't know if that was really him speaking to me. Well, you know, he's spoken to you so clearly before, but now you want to act like you don't hear him when it's, you know, stepping on your toes. You know, like I said, it's easy for me to, you know, receive the chicken and the turkey information, but then I love the thrift store. I'm a thrift store woman, right? So he talked about the pots. I was like, okay, yeah, we won't buy those pots. Wait, though, I love the thrift store. What do we get from the thrift stores? Clothing. So guess who was wearing clothing? Unclean people who was sweating unclean sweat because they ate unclean things. Yeah. So guess who can't shop at the thrift store anymore? Me. Now I've been doing that forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you have ears to hear, because he's giving it to you, you got to say praise Yah. Because everybody's not going to do. Everybody is not going to hear because he's not going to allow everybody to hear. So you better be glad that he said, hey, wait, I'm going to set you two aside and I'm going to have you cooking righteous food so that you can teach other people in what they should be doing, you know, and they're going to know that your food is so delicious that you are telling the truth, and they will not even have the desire to go backwards again, you know, because we know we don't want to go backwards. We don't want to go backwards. Yeah. We had a glitch for a minute, but I'm still with you. Yeah, it's okay. We're not glitching. I'm watching him right there. I can see him. He's blinking. I can see him. But yes, so I'm so glad at what you are doing. So with the food that you are cooking, who does it service?
It services everyone. Of course, our main focus is feeding the nation of Yasharel, but it's something there for everyone. We have different specialties. For our breakfast menu, we carry his waffles and my pancakes that I made from scratch. There's actually a story with my pancakes. I was living in my hometown, Michigan City, Indiana, and my mother and I at the time, we loved watching the old movies together. And we wound up watching the 1930s Imitation of Life.
Oh, yes.
Even if you know that story, then you already know that the African-American character made her pancake batter from scratch. So my mother that day was like, oh, that sounds good. I'm hungry. Go fix some pancakes. I was about his age, maybe a couple of years older than that when this happened. So maybe 10 or 11. Okay. I'm like, I don't know how to make pancakes. I don't know what to do. Internet was my friend. And I found a basic recipe and made pancakes from scratch for the first time. No Bisquick or anything like that. Right. It was purely from scratch. And I took that recipe, added a couple of more things to it, and changed a couple of things to make it my own unique recipe. And that recipe has been the stickler. Joshua, have you ever had a Bisquick pancake in this house?
No.
Has Ashlyn ever had a Bisquick pancake in this house?
No.
Because that is a staple Keep It Clean cuisine recipe.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Yes. Please tell me it has cinnamon in it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Those are my favorite ones, you know, and you mentioned Bisquick, you know, there's so many other brands now that have that ready-made stuff, but why not make it from scratch? Because it's going to come out better and you know exactly what's in it, right?
It's going to come out so much better and it's healthy.
Yes.
And again, it's clean because based off of my ingredients, I know that those ingredients have no hidden pork, no hidden gelatins in it.
Yes. Yes.
That possibly tainted. What used to take 20 or 10 or 20 minutes in a grocery store, it now takes us a couple of hours because we diligently go and read those labels.
Yes, and reread.
And it takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Yes.
But we want the purest ingredients that we can't go out here and grow ourselves. And that's even with us going grocery shopping in our local grocery stores. We really use specific vendors. I must give shout outs. So shout out to Atlanta Harvest, which is a Hebrew Israelite owned farm outside of Atlanta, Georgia. It's actually located in Ellenwood, Georgia, because that's where we get the bulk of our produce.
Wow.
We go down there at least once a month, but we're going to try and go a little bit more frequently. So maybe once every other week, because they have the freshest fruits, vegetables, cattle. If I get beef, or you see that our page is promoting a beef served entree, that beef only comes from Atlanta Harvest Farm.
Oh, wow.
Going forward, they're just specific dishes that we won't even create anymore if the meat does not come from there. Their fish choices are amazing. Snapper, fresh grouper, their honey, amazing.
Wow. Well, we have to get them on as well. We need to continue to promote Yah's people, you know, because I've never heard of Atlanta Harvest, never ever.
Really?
And, yes,
they're
really.
Yes.
So if you are using them, then that's definitely someone that we want to speak with, because they probably ship out, you know, if people want to, you know, get.
For the local neighborhoods, yes. They prepare these boxes and you can either come pick them up, or I believe that they do a small like delivery service.
Okay.
I know they did it today because they decided not to open the farm stand today. They're normally open Fridays and Saturdays from 11 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Specifically on Fridays and Sundays only.
Okay.
The rest of the week, I believe they are harvesting and they're planting. I know they were going to try and do a volunteer planting session tomorrow.
Okay.
But with the weather, I don't know if they're going to be able to still do it. But yes, they are. It's a Hebrew Israelite family that opened this farm and this farm stand. And they have a couple of other vendors that they have brought into the fold, but they plant, they harvest everything from onions and bell peppers, garlic, cucumbers, tomatoes.
Yes.
They're starting to do fruit trees. I think that's what they're getting ready to do tomorrow.
Wow. Fruit trees.
Yeah.
Wow. All of that is definitely needed. Well, we will definitely reach out to Atlanta Harvest. I'm sure they have a website. We will look them up. But now we want to get back. We don't want to leave your business out. We want to definitely continue to talk about your business. So you are delivering. Are you delivering, or are people picking up from the location? How does the business model actually work?
We offer delivery. We also offer local pickup. So, I mean, if they want to come by and pick it up from us, we can do that. Or we do offer delivery up to at least 25 miles. Anything after that, we are going to have to start looking into shipping. Yeah. Of course, with when we really started trying to go into business, that was unfortunately when the pandemic occurred. Right. So that kind of shut down any kind of possible business at that time. But I count it all joy because that gave myself as well as Joshua an opportunity to elevate and create new dishes.
Yes.
I'm constantly promoting it on social media,
Mm-hmm.
but it's given us an opportunity to make some changes to certain things. You know, we're still making changes every day to certain recipes and certain things, but we finally have leveled out specific things that we know are a staple. We know that just by testing it out on each other in the house, that it's a staple. It's not going to go anywhere. So it's really given us an opportunity to have a little bit more creativity time. I kind of took a step back.
Okay.
I love to tease that I kind of semi-retired. Okay. I'm still technically semi-retired. I'll come out of retirement every once in a while.
No, she's not.
Just to let him know that he's not the only cook in the house.
Okay.
Let's be clear. You learned from me. So yes. I'm still here.
Right. I haven't disappeared.
But it's given me an opportunity to get back into the kitchen because that's something that I used to love to do. Living in Memphis, living in Florida, living in Colombia, that's all I would do is cook. But as Joshua got older and kind of took the reins, I kind of got a little lazy and I kind of got accustomed to his cooking because it's amazing. But now I'm getting back in there. I'm retraining my brain and relearning things that I almost forgot. And having that opportunity, getting the opportunity to collaborate with him on a couple of dishes, has really, that's like, I guess you could say that's our bonding time. Yeah. Because with me working and then working on music, and then Joshua works a part-time job at Arby's and is going to school.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know he was working outside too. He's busy. He's your engineer.
He's my engineer, but that's why we're training my daughter and even my mom. My mom is learning a little bit. So there's always someone here to record me.
Okay. Because wow, you are busy. Oh, that's a good thing. That is, praise Yah. That is wonderful. So now you all have collaborated on a few dishes. How many items does your menu have on it?
Oh my goodness. I want to say at least over 20 because we do breakfast. We focus on dinner a lot because, you know, that's really our time to come together as a family and be able to eat together is around dinner time. Really, honestly, around Shabbat. Okay. So I was just telling my mother earlier this week that we kind of fast or just make like really quick meals throughout the week. But when Shabbat comes, that's
the throwdown day.
That's the throwdown.
Yeah. The old days, that used to be Sunday. That was a Sunday meal.
Right. Right. Well, not anymore.
No.
So when it's time for Shabbat, that's when we pull the gloves off. We go in. There'll be times where he'll make his staple Tuscan butter salmon.
Oh, Tuscan butter salmon. Wow.
Of my favorite dishes from him.
Okay.
He loves my macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Sometimes when I feel up to it, I'll do some greens.
Okay.
Goodness, his ice cream. Joshua has his own ice cream line and he makes it from scratch.
Whoa.
Yeah, I invested and got him 2 ice cream makers. So he literally churns it.
Wow.
Not the actual crank. Okay. You know, it's the electronic version, but it does the same good job.
Okay.
But he makes delicious ice creams from scratch.
Okay, well, have we gotten into making the banana ice cream, nice cream?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
Not yet. I think we're gonna try and start working on it little by little. But let's see. Let's try and name them. Strawberry, chocolate, vanilla bean,
Neapolitan, regular
honey lavender, vegan honey lavender, peach.
Wow.
Apple cinnamon,
vanilla bourbon.
Bourbon vanilla.
Be quiet.
And he's working on a red velvet.
Wow.
Ice cream.
Wow, that is amazing. So maybe this summer we can get an ice cream truck.
We're trying to get a food truck because again, Joshua is 16 and he has made the decision. He was supposed to graduate May of 2024, but he is graduating a year early. So he will be graduating next year.
Okay.
May 2023, Yahua willing.
Okay.
And so he has made the decision that he wants to postpone going to college.
Okay.
He wants to go to culinary art school, of course.
Okay.
But he's decided that he wants to take a year off at least because he wants to get the business really off of the ground instead of making it like a small catering business.
Right.
He's looking to really become his own boss. So we're looking to do a food truck.
Okay.
Hopefully by the time that he graduates, so that literally he can just transition from high school graduate straight into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And
okay.
Run a
so
food truck.
I hear that, and you said in like a year.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we can make that happen, community, right? We can make sure that this young man gets his entrepreneur on because he's praising Yah, he's believing Yah. So, Yah is going to, I'm sure, have us help him with that. So is there a GoFundMe for this project?
Yes, there is a GoFundMe. It's the name of it right now is Assist Joshua in Starting His First Business.
Okay.
And there is a logo picture on there. You'll see two different versions of Keep It Clean Cuisine, myself on the left, him on the right.
Okay.
But yes, we started that GoFundMe, I want to say about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And we are still, it doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, whatever Yahuwah bestows upon anyone to make a donation on his behalf, we would greatly appreciate it because I don't want him to have to get into the trappings of being buried at a job.
No.
And especially a job that doesn't fulfill him.
Right.
So even with working part-time at Arby's, unfortunately, last weekend, he was a victim of racial profiling just while he was trying to work.
Was it with the customer or with the people he's working with?
No, it was with a police officer.
Okay.
He was outside sweeping the parking lot in the drive-through area, and an officer across the street was just watching him and pulled over across the street and was like, "Hey, you." So he had a hoodie on because it was cold. It was like 40 degrees.
Right.
So, but when he noticed the officer, he had noticed him watching him for a minute anyway. But when he came across the street and rolled down the window and yelled out to him, he took the hoodie off enough and moved his headphones enough so that way the officer could see his work visor that he had on and was like, "Oh, you work here?" "Yes, sir."
No, I'm just sweeping the thing just because I'm trying to be kind. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And came up with a quick lie to get him out of, because he knew he was caught. Like, "Oh, I was just looking for a young man about your stature that
there's been some crime in the area.
Was a special needs asking for money.
Okay, sir. Whatever. We've heard it all. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get him off that hamster wheel. Yeah. So everyone, now, is there a Cash App involved as well?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Well,
donations. If you don't want to do GoFundMe, you can definitely send a Cash App donation. $ Keep It Clean Cuisine as well.
Okay.
You can reach out to either one of us on our social medias. Of course, mine is Simchah Yahu on Facebook or Instagram. His is Yahusha Israel. You'll see I tag him in a lot of our pictures. We also have our Keep It Clean Cuisine social medias on Facebook and Instagram. Same name, Keep It Clean Cuisine. We're in the process of working on a website to expound on the dishes that we prepare. We are also working on doing what's necessary so that way we can look into purchasing a food truck.
Okay.
sooner rather than later, or at least, getting ready to get financed to get a food truck. But that is the goal. And,
Yes.
so many different things that we offer: fresh lemonades,
Yes.
ice creams, breakfast dishes, lunch dishes, dinner, dessert,
Okay, so sis, the people listening, their mouths are watering. But the thing is, we're all around the world, all around the United States, and we know that you're only doing local. So tell them what area you are in. And you said you deliver within 25 minutes or so.
25 miles. We are located in Anderson, South Carolina. So we are about 2 hours south of Atlanta.
Okay.
2 hours north of Columbia.
Okay.
But I mean, listen, if you need catering, we will come to you. Just send us an email, keepitcleancuisine@gmail.com, and we can work out the necessary requirements for us to come and cater. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. So, Yahusha, we are going to give you 10 seconds to plug your business to everyone listening. Go ahead.
Oh, just on the spot right there.
On the spot, yes. Go.
Okay. I am not good at this.
Yes, you are. We are keeping it clean cuisine. We provide. Go ahead.
We're keeping it clean cuisine, and we provide biblically accurate, clean dishes for you. We do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and
dessert and beverages.
Oh. Yes. See, there you go. See, I'm gonna do that to you because you go in places, you're gonna be doing things,
That's right.
And That's right. If you are in a shell, it's time to come out of it, because this business is blessed and you are doing things that other people are not doing, specifically to your area. So people, our people who are eating poorly, who have poor nutrition habits, who need some guidance, they're going to look to you for these answers. So you got to be able to speak to them and let them know, you know what? No, pork is not clean. It's not clean. You can give them the biblical reason why it's not clean. Then you can also pull out the YouTube and show them worms, how pork lives in worms. You can also show them the chickens and how they eat the mice and snakes and how they eat these things. So, as you become the voice, you will bless others that want to change their lifestyle. So, I'm gonna do that to you. But yes, so so is there anything else that our listening audience needs to know? We of course want to download the new music from Sister Simchah Yahu. I'm going to let her talk about that really quick. Her album, we already spoke about it, but while we're here, sis, talk about your new album, where they can get it from, and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. So the new EP is Shaking Things Up in Babylon, Volume 1. It just was released this Friday. It's exclusively only available right now on my website, www.simchahyahu.com. 5 songs, $5.
Yes.
Get it by the track, it's $1 each. And I'm again very blessed to be able to work with the artists that I worked with on this project: Navash Shavi, Ty Serve, Lahia Serve of the Elect out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Of course, my big brother Lorvins, Moray Amir Ryder from Torah Cultural Assembly. Again, my daughter did spoken word on the opening song on the EP. Love her for that. Oh my goodness, Yapa Q, Ayanna Price. Do It for the Nation. I love him. Love him. We're looking to try and do something together again really soon. And of course, still working on new music, working on the latest album, working on the spoken word EP, collaboration album. All will be, Yahua willing, coming out later on in the year. So I'm constantly going. If it's not music, then it's definitely, working on getting Keep It Clean Cuisine's name out there, other than just in my own little bubble. I'm constantly posting pictures of what either Joshua makes or I make. This weekend we had lemon pepper salmon tenders. my homemade macaroni and cheese, some fried cabbage. It was green and red cabbage that Joshua prepared, which was delicious.
Okay.
What else was it? Lemon pepper green beans. And then I made a sweet potato pie and a pecan cinnamon graham cracker crust. So.
I saw that sweet potato pie, and I was trying to get it out of the screen, but it wouldn't come to me. So yeah, I said, wow, that looks so good. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to tasting some of those meals. If people are in your area, is there a phone number that they can call you at?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can reach out to either one of us. My number is 863-618-9219. My son's is 864-617-2224.
Okay. And then if they want to view the menu, you said you're building a website. How do they view the menu?
Right now, there is a menu on our Keep It Clean Cuisine Facebook page. We're constantly making updates to it, but there is a menu on there right now as well.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, sis, you and Yahusha, you are doing a beautiful job. I look forward to seeing what Yah is doing with this business in the future. I know that, there are no accidents. Yah does things perfectly. His ways are not our ways, and neither is his timing. So at this time where he is 16 and learning to do the business, I just believe that it's going to be a very blessed thing. So we thank you for coming on and talking with us. Come back anytime. If you want to talk about a new dish or talk about something else that you've discovered, just give me a call. But we are excited to support you. So you all make sure that you go to her Facebook or to their Facebook page, the soon coming website, and also the social media, and donate. Make sure you donate. Again, I'm Sister Sisi. This has been WONI Community Focus. Join us again next time, and we thank you so much. Shalom.
Shalom.